This learning is Le'ili Nishmas Broya Bas Chananya, Mesachas Demai, Perek Zayin, Mishna Aleph. Hamazmin is Chaverei Sheyechel Etzlei, someone who invites his friend to eat by him on Shabbos, V'hu Einei Ma'aminoi Al HaMaisrus, and the one being invited, the guest, doesn't trust the one who's inviting him, the host, that he separates the Maisrus. And the halacha is that a person cannot separate Trumas and Maisrus on Shabbos. So the Mishnah over here presents a solution to this, and that is that the person designates the Trumas and Maisrus before Shabbos and only separates it on Shabbos. Because like we learned earlier, the problem is designating the Trumas and Maisrus on Shabbos. So here, if the person does it in advance, he could separate it on Shabbos. So Eimer me'erev Shabbos, the one being invited, says on Erev Shabbos, Ma sha'ani osid lahafrish mocher. Tomorrow he's basically going to separate the Trumas and Maisers. So he says, what I separate tomorrow, and he's referring to 100th of what he has served. That 100th, which is going to be the Trumas Maisers, so that 100th, Harehu Meiser, it's going to be part of the Meiser, because in order to separate Trumas Meisers, a person first has to separate the Meiser, which is a 10th, and then they separate a 10th from that. So the person says, 100th of it, that I'm going to separate tomorrow, all the way at the end of what I'm served, imagining it as a pile. The 100th on the edge, that's going to be part of the Meiser. Ushar Meiser Samuchloi. And the rest of the Meiser, because it's not just a 100th Meiser, it's a 10th, which is 10 hundredths. So the rest of it, the other 9 hundredths of the Meiser, will be near it. And then he says, Zesha Asisi Meiser, what I made Meiser originally, that 100th, is now also Trumas Meiser Olav. It's going to be the Trumas Meiser of the Meiser, because that's what a person has to actually separate. Truma, we say that Amar, it's already separated. Meiser, the person gets to keep for himself, because Ametzim Mechavere Olav Haraya. The Trumas Meiser has to be given to the Kohen. So he says, that 100th will be the Trumas Meiser on the Meiser, and he sets it aside and doesn't use it. And then he finally says, Umaiser Sheni b'tzfaynei oy b'droymei. The Meiser Sheni will be either in the north or the south of this pile. Umechulol al hamois, and then he is placing the kedusha of that Meiser Sheni on money, and then he'll take that money and buy produce and eat it in Yerushalayim, as Meiser Sheni has to be eaten.